All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday. Late Nights with DC. I am DC. And we are going to hit up a little 2019 Bowman Chrome Baseball hobby. It's a 6-box random division break. One of the awesome rare moments where all 6 divisions are going to be owned by 6 separate people is going to make it fun and even. Because as you know, when it comes to box breaks, I am a communist. I believe everybody should get hits here. The communist breaker. In breaking only. All right, let's knock out some randoming. That is 8 if math still works. I've been known to throw on a Bob Ross afro for 70s night, so that's definitely a possibility. We have the world's largest disco here in Buffalo, too, every year. So you may have to come down and see it, man. It's a short couple-hour drive from the T-Dot. The beautiful people that are involved in this draft are also going to be randomed. That's going to be 10 times. I don't mind it because it's a short list. All right, the AL West, that's going to be Houston, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Seattle, Texas, and Oakland, that's going to be Kurt S's. Vincent G, you have the NL East. Washington, the Mets, Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Miami. Henry G, you have the NL Central. Chicago Cubs, Milwaukee, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, and Cincy. Taylor T, you have the NL West. The Dodgers. Colorado, Arizona, San Francisco, San Diego. Quinton C, AL Central. Cleveland, Minnesota, the White Sox, KC, and Detroit. Don P is going to take the AL East. That's the Yankees, the Red Sox, Toronto, Tampa, and Baltimore. Yeah, right? Yeah. Yep. All right, everybody. Good luck. We all know there's lots of fun in here. Let's take everything on the inside and put it on the outside. And then look at it. Maybe even gawk at it just a bit. Well, wherever you lay your head is home, man. But you know where we are. Elite Farmlands. Buddy Reed from the Arizona League. That is a De Los Santos rookie out to Philly. Israel Pineda. That's just purple. There's no numbering on that one, but it's out to Washington. Chance Adams, Dakota Hudson, those are both rookies. Garrett Whitlock. That's going to be the first auto heading out to AL East. That's Don P. Which reminds me, I need to get my stuff. All right, we have another one for Sing. That is 21 out of 50, Rowdy Tellez. Nice little short print rookie right there. Toronto is also part of the AL East, so Don, looks like you're getting Rowdy. Alexander Canario. That's San Francisco. So that's going to go to the NL West. That is Taylor T. Out of 99, Clark Schmidt. That's also headed to the AL East. Another one for Don's collection. So any plan... Wow. I literally choked on those words. Let's try that again. Any plans for anybody this weekend? Anybody doing anything fun? Anybody doing anything not fun but's going to make it fun? Literally choking on the words. If not, that's okay too. It's funny, Taco. You know, I have to agree with you. The snow that we got was definitely cold, and we got about a foot of it where I live. Also, a fun fact, found out my rear defroster doesn't work anymore. Yep. Oh, very nice, man. I used to be a season ticket holder. Well, season pass holder. I used to live 45 minutes away from Disney World. So if you want to know any tips or tricks, I can tell them to you. Or places or things you have to definitely see. That is, if I'm assuming you're not going to be staying, here's Altuve, that you're not going to be spending your entire time in the Star Wars land. Here's Vlad. Okay, Star Wars can be in April. Okay, yeah, top 3 rides. And I think this one through real quick because I want to. This is for Texas, Ornelas. Texas, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I have to look it up. I was wrong. So it's the AL West. That's Kurt S. All right. Are we going to be talking for adults, for kids, or for both? Because there's definitely things that depend on that answer. Deion Stafford, that's going to be a purple All-Strand. That's going to Pittsburgh. So NL Central, Henry G. Not numbered, but it is yours. For adults. Okay. I have a very strange answer for you, but hear me out. Land of Tomorrowland. I think they still call it Tomorrowland. I do everything by sight, so forgive me if I don't tell you exactly how it is. The People Mover. The People Mover is my favorite ride because it's high above everybody else, so you get to kind of overlook everything. That is a chrome auto for Danny Jansen. It allows you to kind of go all around and see some of the back end views of a lot of the rides in Tomorrowland or Land of Tomorrow, however they choose to call it now. It's not fast-paced. It's not like there's no dips, dives, or anything, but you're going to go behind the scenes of all the rides. And if you're really lucky, like I have been in the past, you'll get to see when the rides break down, they turn on all the lights. I got to see Space Mountain with all the lights on to actually see what the roller coaster looks like. There's a lot of cool information you can learn. They talk about how some of the rides came to be. You get to see things that are part of rides that you didn't know were there unless you actually rode the People Mover and saw, hey, this is hidden over here. So it's not a fast ride, but it is a really informative ride. It's also good for a nice little break. If you're starting to get tired, it is fairly long. So you will be sitting down. It's a nice little break ride to go on. So that's my favorite. I know it's a stupid, corny answer, but that's a fact. The Tower of Terror is always a fan favorite. I love it. They say that they vary every single ride on the Tower of Terror is actually randomed, how far you drop, how many times you go up and down, and such. James Bork for Washington. So this one is going to be headed over to the NL East. That's Vincent. Getting these spread out now. That's a lot of fun. The Seven Dwarfs ride. Again, you're going to be like, what? It's cool because of the carts that you're in. So the carts actually swing. So as you're hitting turns, the cart that you're in is banking. I'm a heavier fellow. So I can go pretty much sideways with my weight, the distribution, and the turns. And it's pretty cool. So believe it or not, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Ride is a lot of fun. So those are my go-to ones. There's nothing really crazy. If you're gonna park hop, you're gonna go to Epcot. Chances are. That's for the White Sox. That's going to go to the AL Central. It's time for me to say Quinton's name again. Eloy Jimenez. If you are going to go, there is... God, I got to think. It's been a year. And if you know me, you know my memory is doo-doo. There was something that I really enjoyed. Funny question. Did you enjoy Frozen? Taco, most military police, it's not something you can go into. You have to grade into once you're already in. In the Navy, it's called the Master at Arms, and you can't start as a Master at Arms, typically. You have to rank up to an E3 and then go to Master at Arms. If you're a fan of Frozen, okay. So then this, if you can watch Frozen on the plane, I'm assuming you're flying in, if not on the drive, if you're not driving. They do a live show. It's like a Frozen sing-along slash like live bit. It's really funny. It's from the perspective of two people that are historians for the land. Both times I went, it was the same actor and actresses, and they were amazing. They were just hilarious. It's a lot of fun. If you like the movie, the little live action thing is pretty cool. The little storytelling, Frozen storytelling is cool. Adolfo out of 250, that's going to the AL Central again as well. They've done so much to the parks over the last 5 years. Toy Story Land. They have the Slinky Dog coaster is cool. It's aimed more towards younger kids. But the cool thing about it is it's a double launch coaster, so you launch twice. Not fast, but it's a launch. But when you come over the first major hill and make a left turn, you actually are overlooking all of the Star Wars land. So it's pretty cool, just the sight you get to see from only that ride of Star Wars land. Peyton Henry, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's the NL Central. Henry G, there you go. These hits are being spread out. I dig it. It'll come back to me. You know, I wish my wife was in the chat. She could tell you everything there is to know. She has the park maps memorized. There was something at the Animal Kingdom that I thought was amazing. Now I gotta remember what that is. There's a Lindor out of 150. That's going to Cleveland. That's AL Central. Oh, Justin. I have probably forgotten more about Disney than I could tell you. My brain isn't awake. It's been a long week. But yeah, we lived 45 minutes away, so having a 4-year-old, we had a season pass, and we would go to them every single week, literally every weekend. When I say I have rode every single ride in all of the parks, that's true. It's true. It happened. But there's a lot of good stuff there. What was it? There was something that I had to do every time. Besides the People Mover, I had to do the People Mover every time we went, just because it's. Oh, here we go. This is a great hit. It's Ronaldo Hernandez for Tampa Bay, but this is from the Arizona League. This is numbered only to 25. The Arizona League is a special insert for this, highlighting the people that were in obviously the Arizona League. In the past, they've done a lot of stuff for the Arizona League as well. Yeah, man. Thank you. That now you're jogging my memory. Flight of the Avatar was really cool. I dug it. Tower Terror is a must. Pirates of the Caribbean. I've been on the Pirates of the Caribbean 4 times in my life. 2 of those times, we got stuck on it. Splash Mountain, I don't like getting wet, and they've actually made it so that you are going to get soaked now. The nose of the boats are actually carved and shaped so that certain people get wet. So I don't do the water rides, but yeah, let me look at what you had said. Sorry, the chat's now it's moving fast on my end because I have the 4 channels going. Haunted Mansion was cool. I dig it. It's been updated. It looks good. There's a lot of Easter eggs in the mansion. You'll find a lot of pieces from old rides. There's Brendan Baylock. Or Bilek. That's for Houston. So that's the AL West. That is my division at heart. But it's Kurt's on paper. So, Kurt, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean was, we got stuck right at the end. I could literally see where people were getting off. And I was like, oh, can I just throw my child to you and we can just climb out? White Sox. But they said no. I had to stay seated. They still do the live Star Wars show. That's fun to watch. You get to hang out with a bunch of the different cast members. They'll kind of stop and occasionally do pictures. Under the Sea with Ariel is a good time. If you or your significant other is an Ariel fan, that's a cool little show that they do. Yeah, if my wife jumps on in the chat and you're still around, I will tell her to just unload the info on you, because she has everything. She even can like give you the best route to make the most rides in a day, in 2 days. It's crazy. Why do I not like water rides? I'm a big dude, so I'm always hit by water. Even if the ride's like, oh, half of you will get hit, it's like, okay, 100% of the time that means I'm gonna get hit. Atlanta, this is going to be out of $4.99. That's the NL East. So, Vincent, there you go. I just don't like walking around soaking wet. I also wear glasses. And that water is not the cleanest. Out of 99, Peyton Henry for Milwaukee. Going back to the NL Central, Henry G. Nice little low number auto for you. No matter what branch you go into, Taco, somebody's going to be yelling at you, bud. It's kind of the name of the game. The easiest way to get into Master at Arms in the Navy was to go in, I mean, it depends on what your education level is. You can go in pretty early. Jamani Jones, that's out of 250. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, AL West. Kurt, that's you. Ranking up to E3 is easy. You'll do that typically in like a year and a half. It's fast ranking. It's actually, in the Navy, it's automatic ranking up to E3. Once you go from E3 to E4, that's when you can post for Master at Arms. It's not the toughest test in the world. But it is physically demanding because you have to do training then. But I don't know how to do it from the other branches. Oh yeah, everybody goes. Everybody, even if you're a yeoman, which is, man, I'm gonna upset people when I say this, but I mean, I can't think of another way to say it. A yeoman is basically like a secretary. Forgive me if you were a yeoman. I'm going to get yelled at. They are basically clerical. There you go. Better way to put it. They handle clerical duties. Yeomans even have to go to basic training. Yeomans typically will handle paperwork for officers. They'll typically handle... in the Navy it is. Clerical duties, things along those lines. Basic training is very different depending on which branch you go into. Here we go. Carlos Hernandez. That's KC. KC, AL Central, Quentin, Auto. There you go, bub. From what I've been told, the Army and the Marines, it's a very, very physical, demanding, and grueling boot camp. The Air Force and the Navy, it's physical, but it's a lot more mental. Out of 150, some cracked ice, Nate Pearson, Toronto. So AL East, that's down again. Because you have to have a different type of mental toughness on the Navy. Because you're on a ship. And if you go nutso on a ship, there's nowhere to go but the ship. And therefore, you could be a liability. So they really mess with your head in the Navy to make sure that you're mentally capable of continuing on a ship. So the mental aspect, you will get flunked out, not based on physical, but based on your mental capacity in Navy boot camp. I've seen it happen. I've seen people snap, lose their ish, and they tossed them. They're like, all right, you're being separated. Thanks for trying. But they'll have you have two RDCs, recruit division commanders. One of them will walk in and say, you have to do this. And then you'll do it. And the other one, they'll be watching you from cameras. The other one will come in and say, why'd you do it that way? I want you to do it this way. So then you'll change it. And then right after that, the next one will come in and say, didn't I just tell you to do it that way? You have to know that they're just messing with you on purpose. Yeah, the only time, this is Charlie Blackman, Colorado out of 150. I'm going to be very behind today. I can tell already. You do the obstacle course, but it's only once. It's for battle stations, which is your final test. Rockio out of 499 to Cleveland. You stay up for 24 hours that day. You're up almost 48 hours. Because they want to test your ability to fight fatigue and to hold your bladder. Abraham Toro, that is actually a really good auto. Fantastic prospect there for the Astros. I should know, I am an Astros fan. Out of 499, AL West. We do the guest. Yes, I have been gassed. I got gassed for extra long because I was the master at arms of my berthing. So we got to do 15 jumping jacks with our mask off. We had to recite the alphabet with our mask off. Everyone else just had to say their name and their social. But we got a special beating because we were in charge. It sucks. It's like choking on air. It burns. It activates. What it does is it activates all of it's microscopic crystals, basically. In essence, if you looked at it chemically, it's microscopic crystals. It irritates and aggravates all of your mucous membranes. All of them. So it's diversionary in the fact that it causes you to tear. It causes your throat to, basically, you're chugging mucus down the back of your throat, which is gross. Leonardo Jimenez, that's Tampa. And it's a distractant. It can't kill you unless you basically drown yourself. So the reason they gas you is so you learn to trust the seal of your gas mask and realize that the gas mask will save you. To show you, because you're breathing in there for like 10 minutes while they're burning the stuff on the hot plate. And then you take it off and you realize, oh my God, this is not great. But yeah, good old CS gas. No bueno. But it is what it is, man. Everybody's got to do it. At least somebody from your division is going to throw up down the front of his shirt because you're not allowed to throw up on the ground. You have to open your shirt and puke down the front of yourself. Yay, military. It makes everything run out of everywhere. There's another black one. 250, Colorado. Followed by a Vlad rookie. One box to go, and then we're going to jump into, I believe, chronology. A little hit break for chronology, 4-box. It is true. Some people can have... Nobody has a true tolerance, but you can have a light tolerance to it. Some people are not affected as bad as others. For me, it sucked. I'm not going to say I was tolerant in any way, shape, or form, but I didn't have, like, the crazy gagging that everyone else did. I just couldn't get my nose to stop running and my eyes to stop running. My throat, like, it just felt like I was breathing in thick air. It's weird. Unless you've done it, you don't know what I'm saying, but it's like the air's thick. Like you're breathing in a semi-solid entity. But my eyes and nose were crazy. Just, you spit a lot. Of course, you're not allowed to spit on the grinder, which is the blacktop. You have to spit in the grass. Yeah, it's not fun. Not fun. But it also toughens you up a bit and makes you understand why gas masks are important. Braylon Marquez, this is for the Cubbies. So NL Central, another one for you. Henry G. Don't wipe your eyes or your nose, because those microscopic crystals stick to clothing. That's why they make you wave your arms out in the open air, because if you'll actually be grinding those crystals into your mucous membrane. Isaiah Gilliam. Out of $4.99 for Oakland, Armenteros. Oaktown is the AL West. Yeah, it's just, that's a chrome rookie. Well, it's all chrome. It's a prism, or whatever they call it, foil, silver, all of the above. Blood doesn't happen unless you have something wrong with your sinuses. If that's the case, then actually bleeding would be the best thing for you, because that would flush everything out. Never saw it happen, though. My recruit division was like 60-some people, so never heard of it happening. Out of 50, that's Parker Meadows for Detroit. AL Central. Quinton. Allison, it would be later in the night. We definitely have time later. The group breaks are all in the beginning of the night today. Everything is pretty much booked up until like 10. Out of 250, Justice Sheffield. That's out to Seattle, also AL West. And that is the last card. All right, let's get that saved up, and then we are immediately on to chronology.